Chapter 12. Mechanical Age. Today we depend on machines for almost all our works. Life seems impossible without them. But there was a time when there were no machines. Before the discovery of metals, simple tools and weapons made of bones, stones or wood were used by early humans. It was with the discovery of metals that humans learned to make better tools and later became masters in making efficient machines which made their works easier. The present period in which we are living is the age of machines. The Stone Age to the Machine Age. The age of metals began with the discovery of copper. Copper is a reddish, brown, shiny metal occurring naturally. Early humans used copper to make better and stronger tools and weapons. Later on, tin was mixed with copper to make an alloy which was named bronze. Bronze was harder than copper. After copper and bronze, iron was discovered and man found it to be harder than the earlier metals. He began to make tools like hammers, axes, plows, etc. iron. Now hunting, digging and farming became much easier. This was termed the Iron Age, which brought about remarkable changes in the life of man. Steam engine. James Watt invented steam engine in the year 1769. It was an important invention that pushed man far ahead on the road of progress. Steam engine could generate a lot of power and made many difficult tasks easier. With the invention of steam engine, the railway engines came into being. A locomotive named Blucher was built in the year 1814 by a British engineer, George Stevens. This locomotive ran at the speed of 46 kilometers per hour and was used to carry coal from one place to another. Another locomotive named Rocket was built in the year 1829. The concept of rocket was later used to build steam locomotives. One of the major advantages of invention of steam engine was that the trade got a big boost. Now, the things could be transported on large scale in very less time. Industrial sector now practiced mass production with the help of newly invented machines. This further resulted in increased productivity, low cost and refined quality of products. The producers and traders started earning huge profits. Due to mass production, bigger and larger production units known as factories were also set up. Gradually, larger cities and towns were established. This era was known as the era of Industrial Revolution. Great and positive changes were seen in the field of industries. Food for machines. We can't work if we are not given food to eat. Similarly, machines can't work if they are not given their food. But the food for machines is different from our food. The food for machines is the power that makes them work. They get this power from coal, mineral oil, electricity, and some other sources. We call them the sources of energy. Coal. Coal was the first and prime fuel that was used initially for running machines. Coal, being a non-renewable source of energy, needs to be used with great care and economy. Coal is found deep below the Earth's surface and takes millions of years to form. This fuel option could not be relied upon forever, hence other alternative was sought. Petroleum. Petroleum was discovered in America in 1857. It is another source of energy for the machines. Like coal, it is also found below the Earth's surface. But unlike coal, it is liquid, while coal is solid. Petroleum is recovered in much the same way as underground water is obtained. It is drilled out in the crude form and refined to get kerosene, petrol, gasoline and other products. Gottlieb Daimler was the first German scientist who invented an engine which ran on petrol. This helped in making of motor cars. It is also used in aeroplanes. Later on in 1897, another German engineer named Rudolf Diesel invented an engine that ran on another form of mineral oil. This oil then came to be called diesel after his name. It was comparatively cheaper and could be used to run heavy trucks, buses, railway engines, pumps, and even generators. Now, a large variety of machines, other than transport vehicles, are also run with petrol and diesel. The deposits of petroleum are also limited and hence it cannot be used indefinitely. So the search for new sources of energy is still going on. Electricity. Electricity is the most widely used source of energy at present. It was developed many years ago in Netherlands when a man made a toy named Leyden jars. It consisted of two wires. One was dipped inside the water in a glass jar while the other was outside the jar. When these wires were touched with each other, a spark was produced. At times it also produced mild shocks. An American scientist, Benjamin Franklin, observed these sparks carefully and realized that they were similar to the lightning in the sky. Franklin went ahead to prove this by an experiment with a paper kite. He flew a paper kite on a cloudy day during lightning and thunderstorm. To this kite, he had attached a strong wire and the other end of the wire was tied to a key. When lightning occurred, he experienced a shock on touching the key. This proved Benjamin's observation and led to the discovery of electricity. In 1800, an Italian scientist, Alessandro Volta, developed the first battery that could produce a small amount of electricity. Later, engineers designed better machines which produced greater amounts of electricity. These were named generators. Electricity can be produced using different fuels like coal, mineral oil, or gas. Alternative sources of energy. Fuels like coal, wood, mineral oil, natural gas are non-renewable sources of energy. They take millions of years to form beneath the Earth's surface. It is feared that their excessive use might result in their scarcity. There is an urgent need to find some alternative to these sources of energy. There are many options available which can be used as alternative sources of energy. They are solar energy, wind energy, water power, hydropower, and biogas. Sun, wind, and water are renewable and inexhaustible sources of energy. They can be used to their maximum. Biogas can be generated with various organic matters like cow dung, dead and decayed plants and leaves, etc. Another option on which scientists are working and have made a lot of efforts is atomic energy. Man is making constant effort to restore its non-renewable energy so that future generations can lead their lives comfortably. Fact to know: presently, nuclear energy provides for approximately 16% of the world's electricity. Now you know. Copper was the first metal to be discovered by man. James Watt invented steam engine in the year 1769. Electricity was developed many years ago in Netherlands. Coal and mineral oil are non-renewable sources of energy. Wind, water, sun, atoms and organic matter are the alternative sources of energy. Keywords: alloy, a mixture of two or more metals. Renewable, that which can be reproduced, used again and again. Fuel, a material burnt to produce heat.